Italy wins the dramatic penalty shootout against Spain to reach Euro 2020 final. Wembley Stadium, London, CNN. Italy reached the final of Euro 2020 after edging past Spain in the dramatic penalty shootout on Tuesday. Federico Chiesa's wonderful called the effort to have given Italy the lead on the hour mark before substitute Alvaro Morata finished off the fine passing move to draw Spain level with just 10 minutes of regulation time to go. With neither side able to find the winning goal in the extra time, the tie went to finals with Jorginho scored the decisive penalty kick after Morata's miss to send Italy through to its first major international final since Euro 2012. Head coach Roberto Mancini has presided over a remarkable turnaround for Italy, which failed to even qualify for the World Cup in 2018. Italy got Euro 2020 underway on June 11th with a 3-0 win over Turkey and has emerged as a surprise contender to lift the Henry Delauny Trophy after some impressive performances. This current crop of players is now just one match away from winning only the country's second European Championship and its first since 1968. Whichever team is faced in Sunday's final, either England and Denmark, who faced off on Wednesday, few will be betting against the Italians. Jorginho celebrates with Matteo Pessina and Domenico Berardi after scoring Italy's winning penalty. Surprised semi-finalist under Mancini once again resplendent in its Sauve Armani suit. Italy had strayed considerably from the organized and gritty defensive style that has come to define the Azzurri over the years. Certainly, some of those elements still remain, most notably in the leadership of veteran center defensive pair Leonardo Bonucci and Giorgio Chiellini. But Euro 2020 has seen Italy adopt a more fluid and aggressive attacking style. Unfortunately, one of the key components to team's success so far, Leonardo Spinazzola, will be sidelined for several months after suffering an Achilles injury in the quarter-final win over Belgium. Conversely, Spain began the tournament in relatively turgid fashion, managed to only draw against both Sweden and Poland. While Luis Enrique's side certainly dominated those matches, its profligacy in front of goal meant their incessant possession-based football lacked a cutting edge. That all changed in the third group stage game against Slovakia, where an incredible own goal from goalkeeper Martin Dubravka opened the floodgate, and Spain went on to score 10 goals across just 2 matches. Tuesday's semi-final between the two sides was the first time Wembley had been able to host as many as 60,000 fans, up from 45,000 in previous knockout rounds, as the UK government had allowed an increased capacity ahead of restrictions being lifted. It had been well over a year since the stadium in the UK had held a crowd of this size, and the two sets of supporters were audibly releasing the opportunity to support their teams in their droves. Had you closed your eyes for 60 seconds during an Italian national anthem, you would have been forgotten for thinking you were back in Rome's Stadio Olimpico, where Italy had played its 3 group stage matches, and while Spain's worldly national anthem didn't quite bring the same level of noise from the sea of red shirts at the opposite end of the stadium. Their supporters were unquestionably the louder of the two once the match had kicked off. When some England fans sat in Wembley's upper bowl started singing "It's Coming Home," the Spanish and Italian supporters united in boos to very promptly drown them out. Once Italy had begun to get a foothold in the contest, the Spanish fans responded with cries of "Ole" each time the team made a pass during its next spell of possession, cheering wildly after Ferran Torres produced a especially tight piece of skill. That move eventually ended with Pedri finding Dani Olmo, who picked up his own blocked shot and brought up smart save of the Italian goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma through the Spanish forward perhaps should have done better, something that has become a common praise at Euro 2020. Spain was certainly the team that noticeably improved as the half wore on, but Mikel Oyarzabal wasted perhaps his side's best chance, blazing high over the bar and deep into Wembley's lower bowl after being picked out by Jordi Alba. The first half had an intriguing ebb and flow, with neither side able to exert any meaningful period of dominance. On the other occasion, an Italian player did manage to get behind the Spanish defense or find a small pocket of space. He was quickly smattered by a number of white shirts. When Mancini's side did finally passion an opportunity, Emerson could only find the outside of woodwork from a tight angle, though Unai Simon's outstretched hand was perhaps more casual than the shot merited. Dramatic finish. After a quiet opening to second half, the game is pouring to life as the two teams exchanged quick-fire chances. First, a completely unmarked Sergio Busquets should have done better after being found by Oyarzabal on the edge of the area, but he could only send his shot whistling inches over the crossbar before Chiesa brought a fine save down low out of Simon at the other end. However, just moments later, it would be Chiesa who finally found the breakthrough. Italy's rapid counterattack, started by the quick thinking of Donnarumma, looked to have been cleared by Aymeric Laporte, but Chiesa responded considerably faster than Spain's sluggish defense to pick up the ball and curl a wonderful apple into the far corner. Wembley Stadium erupted, and for the first time all evening it was clear just how many Italian supporters had descended on this part of London. Spain responded well, urged on by shout of "Si se puede," "Yes you can," from its supporters, except Oyarzabal and Olmo couldn't, as they put their apple wide of the post when well positioned. Spain then had Simon to thankful keeping them in the game, with the goalkeeper keeping out quickly to smother substitute Domenico Bellardi's effort. However, Spain soon had the equalizer it improved the play deserved. Another lovely passing move was this time capitalized upon as Morata, much margined at times during this competition, and almost played a wonderful 1-2 and the former collected the return pass in his stride wonderfully, but before calmly slotting into the bottom corner. With neither side able to find the winning goal, the tie would go to extra time, meaning that every knockout match that Spain had played would last 120 minutes. At this late stage, there were certainly no signs of nerves holding these teams back. Spain fans in particular sensed that this tie might be there for the taking, and they almost had another goal to cheer just minutes into the first period of the extra time. Gerard Moreno, with the free kick was paired away from goal by Donnarumma, and Marcos Llorente could only help a difficult just wide of the post after some pinball in the penalty area. Italy's supporters had quietened into a nervous hush with their side now on the back foot, while a small section of Spain fans at the other end of the stadium had started performing an impromptu Macarena. The Italians did momentarily have cause for celebration, believing that Berardi had found a late winner, only for the goal to be ruled out for offside. During the coin toss to decide which end to shootout would be held, Chiellini was laughing as he jokingly tried to convince his counterpart Jordi Alba to allow the penalties to be taken in front of the Italian fans. Alba remains stony-faced, even as a beaming Chiellini picked him up in a bear hug. Donnarumma and Simone also embraced before the shootout got underway. After Manuel Locatelli and Olmo had exchanged missed with their team's first spot kicks, the next 5 penalties were all scored before Morata saw his weak effort saved down low by Donnarumma. Spain head coach Enrique suggested that Morata was struggling with the injury. Morata had an adductor problem but still wanted to take the penalty, and that says so much for his personality, he told the reporters after the game. He's been gigantic for us in this tournament. In professional sport, we all have to learn how to win and how to take defeat. That's why I want to congratulate Italy. We are going back home to Spain safe in the knowledge that we were clearly amongst the best teams in this tournament. Jorginho stepped up next, coolly taking his trademark little stutter to send Simon the wrong way and casually roll the ball into the corner. The mass of blue shirts behind the goal heaved as thousands of fans reached forward to celebrate with their hero. Reaching the final was perhaps something even the most ardent Italian supporters could not have confidently predicted before the tournament, but winning the whole thing now seems like a very realistic possibility.